Okay. So how have you guys been doing over the weekend and stuff? I know it was kind of a crazy weekend for everybody with Mother's Day and stuff, but do you feel like you're still keeping pace with what you're wanting to do for your numbers?
I think
Not
so.
Yeah.
me.
So I'll be
I
honest.
didn't do very much this weekend. I feel like I kind of slacked off a little bit. I enjoyed time with my daughter, and I know that I'm supposed to be go, 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 but when an opportunity arises and you have a chance to spend some time with, you know, so yeah.
It's not slacking, Kelly. It's important to create time for family.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One of the things that they said at conference that I thought was really good is that one of the huge perks of this is time freedom. And
Mhm.
that's what I feel like I'm kind of striving for is like time freedom. I want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it, and I don't want to hear any shit about it. So I think that when you can do both, and even if it takes a little bit of a backseat some days and stuff, when you're spending time with your family, like you're doing this to help your family too, and they get to reap some of the benefit of you having a little bit of freedom with your time. So I don't feel like anybody should feel guilty about spending time with their family when they need to.
100% agree.
Yes, me too.
I agree.
I saw that some of our points from the crew started hitting, so hopefully the rest of them will hit here in the next couple of days and stuff. But I know Kelly brought up to me about the approaches, and I thought that that would be a really good topic to kind of talk about tonight and stuff, just so that we're all on the same page um, as far as like what we can consider an approach. Um, so I work in insurance on at my we do financial planning, but when I used to mentor like the new financial reps and stuff, part of an approach would be just reaching out to someone new, following up with someone that you're trying to schedule an appointment with, like even making like a post on Facebook and following up with the people. Like you don't get to count every single individual person you respond to, but making a post on Facebook about the products or those all those things can be considered an approach to me. I feel like if you're even following back up with someone that has enrolled but hasn't ordered yet, um, or if you have someone that has ordered and you're asking them if um, they want to start building or trying to approach them on the building side of thing, like I feel like all of those different aspects can and should be considered an approach, not just when you're meeting with a new person for the first time and that'd be the only approach. Like you can have multiple approaches um, before you actually get to where you're trying to get with them. Like the initial contact, then the actual enrollment, then the order, and then possibly even being a builder and stuff, having those different aspects. Like, is there anything else that you guys think of that could be considered an approach in your mind?
No, that
Well,
sounds good.
I was also wondering though, Kayla, does Melaleuca have guidelines that we're supposed to follow? No. So
Nope,
it's
I
up to
didn't
each
see
individual team to kind of, like what we're
your
doing right now,
approach.
come up with our own definition of what is an approach.
Well, and part of that is because we're all supposed to be accountable to each other. So we kind of get to make the rules of like what we consider these things. So I looked on to try to find like rules and stuff as far as like the approaches go right after we had the conversation in the chat and stuff. And I couldn't find anything as to like what they considered an approach. And then when I talked to someone at business development about like the tracking and like what happens if we forget a day or something like that, like do we get just disqualified if we have people that have forgotten a day or something and they go back and look at those accountability trackers? And they said no, that these things are for us. Like there's no way to track that we're meeting 5 days a week. It's kind of on like the honor system or whatever as far as that goes, but we need to make sure that we're doing it and that we need to make sure we're filling out our accountability tracker, even though that accountability tracker is technically more for our team to make sure that we're all doing what we're supposed to be doing and what we said we were going to do. So just kind of following up with that. And I didn't see anything though that they said that would actually determine their viewpoint of an approach.
Sorry, I'm multitasking.
That's okay.
Did you say social media when you first started?
Yeah, I think that like posting something about Melaleuca like once a day, you can count that as an approach. Like you're purposely reaching out to share the product or to connect with people over the company. That to me is an approach.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't feel like you can count every single comment that you respond to or anything like that by any means, you know, but if it turns into someone says, hey, can you tell me more about this? Then you reach out to them in your private messaging and you let them know like it's Melaleuca and you kind of start having a conversation about it. That could actually move into another approach, like a second approach, you know, but I don't feel like every comment of like, oh, thanks or whatever gets to count, you know?
Yeah. On that note, I have to share a huge win today, you guys.
Awesome.
My husband and I are doing the R3 program and I've seen really good results from it just in the 10 days we've been doing it now. So I'm starting an accountability group for my friends and family to start in June, and I'll kind of walk them through the full 6 weeks. And just posting that today and talking about it and gaining interest from people. I have 20 people like already signed up for it, and I have 2 new shoppers today. Like
Wow.
ordered today.
Wow, that's awesome.
Good
So if
job.
anyone's done R3 before, you really should do an accountability group. I mean, I honestly thought maybe we get like 5 or 6 people, but I think weight loss just hits home for so many people and everyone struggles with it, and we, you know, go from one fad to the next. So I just stressed how much, like how easy this program is and how manageable it is for a hectic lifestyle, and you can do it with your children because you don't have to do supplements. It's just a matter of eating better. And so, yeah,
my husband and I signed up for the June challenge. So yeah, he doesn't know it yet. So, but I'll let him know probably, you know, June 4th, the night before, by the way.
It's been so good. My husband lost 18.5 pounds in a week. Like, it's crazy.
That's awesome. So how did you use it after you got in, because they don't have to purchase Melaleuca products. So how did you turn that interest into shopping? Did you tell them about the products you've been using, or?
So
I'm just so curious how you.
Yeah, I just started today. So everybody that said they wanted to be a part of the accountability group, I added them to that Facebook page, and it's a private page, so I can post stuff in there about Melaleuca and not be hit by compliance. And then after I added them to the group, I followed up individually with each person to find out, okay, do you know anything about Melaleuca? If not, I used that opportunity to talk about it and explain, you know, it's not just supplements, but we also have this and that. And I sent them the overview. Some people, I think, probably are going to do it without buying supplements, or just going to follow the program for free, which is fine. And I stress that too, that they don't have to buy anything if they're not comfortable with it. But I'll post like every day, maybe every other day in that group leading up, just sharing what Brian and I use, my husband, products outside of our supplements like H2O Splash that I love, where they can, you know, spice up their water instead of drinking just boring water for 6 weeks. So that's kind of how I'm sprinkling it in.
Okay.
I'm hoping that most people want to at least try vitamins or just the fat burner pill or whatever, like one supplement, and then maybe I can talk them into more as we go along. But it's all new today. Like, I don't know how much work I got done at Pioneer, Good thing Lindsay's not on the call. I was like just messaging everyone back and forth in between when I could, but yeah, it's been really good results.
Lindsay's not on here. We
I
won't
know.
check
She
it.
watches. What's funny is me and her will talk while we're at work. I'm like, should we wait until we're done with your work? But yeah, no, it's been good.
Well,
That's
thanks
awesome.
so much for sharing. I appreciate it. I've asked in the big group, and I have yet to hear from anybody, just some guidance, I mean,
Well-
I'd love to be able to use it for the business too. And
If you want me to add you to my Facebook group so you can just follow along and see what I'm doing, I'm more than happy to.
oh yeah, I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
can you add me too? Because
Yep.
I actually have I'm gonna be doing the R3 in June as well. And I have a friend who last night she said, I'm really struggling, and she's already a shopper, but I said, well, I'm gonna be starting Peak Performance pack, and right now I'm taking Vitality, and I said, I'll give you some Vitality, but if you don't like it, you'll like Peak Performance.
Yeah.
And she goes, okay, I was looking at those and this and that, but I want to order protein, and I already have GC Control. Yeah. So what are you guys?
So we do Peak Performance, Nutritherm, which is a fat burning pill, GC Control, which I have a sensitive stomach, so I stopped taking GC Control. It just wasn't settling right, but my husband loves it. And then FiberWise. I live by FiberWise. It's helped me so much with my digestive issues. TMI, but I was very irregular after my gallbladder was removed, and that's helped a lot. And it
Oh,
helps with
good.
bloating as well.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah,
then-
we do those four.
Huh?
What's that?
You take the probiotics too?
Yeah, in the Peak Performance.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about the Peak Performance.
And then
Um,
have you guys put together a borrow basket?
Mm-hmm.
I have cleaning products. I haven't had anyone show interest yet, but
Well, I put together, it ended up being 2 baskets, and I want to get a big one because I put all the laundry stuff and I put cleaning stuff and a tube of toothpaste, which they can have because I have a whole bunch of them. And then, well, anyway, so I reached out to one of my friends and I go, I put together a borrow basket. Do you want me to bring it by? And she goes, yeah, I'd love that. That sounds so fun. And then, so that is working. Like, and then the other thing is Kayla said something the other day. She said, I've been, what was it, Kayla? You said, I've been blessed with, or I've been fortunate. That's what it was. I've been fortunate enough to be, you said something the other day and I wrote it down. It's at the office, but you said, I've been, what I say is, well, I've been fortunate enough to have found a online shopping club with non-toxic products, no cost, whatever it was you said. And I'm like, that sounds so good. So I wrote it down.
I don't remember what I said.
Oh. Well, I know it started with, I've been fortunate. I've been fortunate.
Yeah.
And then the one last thing. So one of my daughters and I went and got our nails done and a massage yesterday. And she goes, I'm going to place my order. And then she goes, it's not letting me get the new member pack. And I'm like, she goes, it looks like you signed me up like 2 months ago. And I said, yeah, because you said you were going to order 2 months ago. And then, so then she goes, so I called business development this morning and I said, 2 months ago, I signed my daughter up because I thought she was going to order. And then she had problems with her daughter and she never was able to order and blah, 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 blah. And they said, just go in. So I went in and put her number in again, and it said re-enrolling. They reset it. So everything's reset. So if she starts building, so I'm gonna make a borrow basket for her so she can share it with her people. And then I'm gonna make one for my other daughter, and so that they can share it with their people.
Yeah, just as a reminder, guys, if you have somebody that does place their first order and they wait for a couple months before they start building or anything, just know that you only have 4 months from the day that or the month that you place your first order, even if it's the last like 2 days of the month or something like that. You only have 4 days or 4 months to hit the Pacesetter 2020 bonus to actually get that $500 and stuff. So I'm going to make sure that anybody that signs up and wants to build, like, gets it or starts on it like right away and stuff, because otherwise it really can mess with them.
Yeah.
Is that the same for any Pacesetter, or is it just the 2020?
So the regular Pacesetter can be, it's like based off of different months that you need to hit it. Like there's actually like a Pacesetter timeline of showing you like how many months you have to hit each one of those from the day that you place your first order. But
Okay.
if something were to happen and someone doesn't they place their order, but they don't watch the foundations video or decide to start referring for like a month or two, you can get like an exception made for that portion of the Pacesetter, but not for the 2020 club. It's like on its own timeline. So you can't get an exception for that one, which they didn't explain when they got the exception for my Pacesetter program when Crystal did it. And so like I thought last month I was gonna hit, or like I did hit the Pacesetter 2020, but it was like I would have had to have actually done it by like February to have gotten paid for it, because I actually enrolled it back in November with my first order, but I didn't start building until January.
And you start on your 20%, you just don't get the bonus, right?
Yep, you still get the 20%, you just don't get the $500. So if that's a make it or break it thing for somebody and they're trying really hard just for like the $500 or whatever, then I just want to make sure that people know what they're explaining, because from what I can tell, no one in our upline like Crystal or Lacey or Stacy or any of those guys had ever heard that before. So I'm trying to just make sure that all of us are super clear on it, so we tell our people that going forward. But so we've got 10 minutes left. So did you guys track your stuff over the weekend pretty good?
I did.
Hey,
Yes.
can I quick question? It's showing that I have 3 points. Is that from last month?
Your 3 points is from your convention ticket.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Duh. Sorry.
That's okay. It's just starting to hit for everybody. So Kelly's and Lindsay's haven't hit yet, but mine and Francis's have on our team so far.
And mine and Christina's haven't hit yet.
Yeah, and they said it'll happen for everybody at different times throughout this week, from my understanding. So
is the double points over?
Yeah.
yep, on the 12th it ended.
Okay.
But until tomorrow, it's still the dollar enrollment. So if anybody can squeak a few more people through at the dollar enrollment, I'm sure that they would appreciate it.
Vicky, how did it go today with your person?
I didn't go with my person today. I went on Saturday with my person. My person today was something totally different. I don't know. I don't know if she's going to sign up. I've been talking to her, but I don't know. I think that I'm working on her. It's one of my girlfriends. We just had to go see a friend in the hospital and went to Costco. And we talked about it on the way back. So I don't know. It's going to take a minute. She was with me and she ended up quitting because it just wasn't working for her.
So what about your borrow basket? Do you have it out?
Not right this second. I have a friend that I'm working on right now to take it to. And Yeah, I'm just not having any luck. Everybody's saying no. So it's not that I'm not doing it. It's just that everybody's saying no, no matter how I phrase it or whatever I do. So I'm just not having any luck. And usually what happens for me is I'll have no luck and then boom, I'll get 2 or 3 in a row, so I'm
That's how
hoping that's
Crystal
going to
works
happen.
too. She says
Yeah.
that it happens in clusters.
Yeah, exactly. And it always happens in clusters for me. I have my friend I met with on Saturday. She's supposed to order. I was going to reach out to her after this. I just got home. That's why I was a few minutes late. I had to take mom to the bathroom and stuff. So, but I'm going to get up with her tonight. And then I have somebody else, and I got it written down somewhere. I got one other one I need to talk to too again. I don't know who it is. I'll have to look. But-
Think as positive as you can. So
What's that?
But just try as best as you can to think as positive as you can, because
I am. I mean, I do, because I know it comes in. I know it comes in clusters for me.
yeah,
It's just discouraging because I did so much work with Thrive that it's almost like when people see me coming, they go, "Oh fuck no, we're not doing this again." So it's hard, but I won't give up. That's not me, but I will get that borrow basket out again. I have to stock it up, and somebody I was going to take it to. Got it all written down here, but I've got so much paperwork sitting out in front of me. It's pathetic. Who was it? I don't know. But everything's good. Other than that, I'm good.
Christopher.
how's it going, Francis? Can you hear me okay, Francis?
Is she muted? She might be muted, huh?
Doesn't look like it, but
Oh.
maybe she's muted on her actual phone or something.
Anybody else have any tips or tricks? Or I was just saying that Kayla the other day said something to me and it stuck with me. I wrote it down, but I left it at work, and it said, she said, I've been fortunate enough to be, I gotta, tomorrow I'll have it. Tomorrow I'll share. But the way she said it, it was like, man, that sounds good. Like, I've been fortunate enough to be, be introduced to an online store with non-toxic products, or I try not to say products, because as soon as they hear products, it's like, oh God, here we go. I don't need to buy anything.
When I post
But-
stuff on Facebook, I try not to make it super salesy, just because I know that people that really know me are not going to think that it sounds like me. I share things that I really like. Like one of the times that I talked about my detangler, I actually sprayed myself in the eye. That's how I know that it doesn't like burn. So it's good for kids too, because I'm sitting here spray, and then I was like, oh, it actually doesn't hurt. And that's something that people know about me, is that I'm a freaking klutz. So believe that I sprayed this right in my eye, and that it actually isn't going to hurt their kids if their kids get it sprayed in their eye, But that I just don't feel, from me in general, like if it comes off too salesy, it's going to land for most of the people that truly know me. So it kind of has to come in your own language and the way that you represent yourself, and that's going to be the best way to relate to people, is the people that know you for you.
Well, Sunday I have an appointment with somebody who wants to join the R3 program. I'm driving to her house. She lives like 2 hours away from me.
Oh wow.
Dedication.
But it seems like the only way to be able to talk to her, you know what I mean? Like, hey, sacrifices.
Well, just make sure that you have something else too that you're looking forward to on that trip so that if it doesn't work out, it's not a complete letdown.
Yeah.
So, and it's not that it doesn't have to turn into something right that second, but you are planting seeds and stuff. But
Yeah.
along the way, do something for you that makes you happy just in case the other thing doesn't make you happy. You drove 2 hours away.
Well, I'm also gonna take her a borrow basket so that she can try stuff. And the following weekend, I'm gonna be driving up that direction to a wedding, so I can go back by and pick up my borrow basket. And I'm actually gonna make up more than one borrow basket. So,
Yeah.
because my daughter's got a bunch of people. Well, I don't know. That's what they said.
Is there anything that anybody has questions on or that they want to talk about and stuff before we end our Zoom? I'll have a better agenda next time, but if you guys have things throughout the day that you think about that you want on the agenda, just pop them into the chat and then we can make an agenda. And if there's too many things, we can add it to like the following day or something like that too. So
Okay.
anything
Thank
else you
you.
guys want to
Sounds
talk about
good.
before we hop off of here?
I
No,
was just gonna make a suggestion. I put it in our chat last week, but that SMART goals worksheet, I printed and filled it out and I leave it somewhere where I'll see it every single day, whether it's next to my tracking sheet or coffee or whatever. Just to remind myself of like what my goals are for right now so I can stay focused. So just something it might help you guys.
thank you,
I'll
Amber.
print that
Yes,
that's awesome.
thanks.
Is it specific, measurable, attainable,
Yep.
realistic?
Yeah, and this worksheet goes over all of that. So it even says SMART on the side and then you can break it down into individual goals. So like I
Yeah,
have goals for this month, next month, July.
right.
And
Realistic.
Amber, drop that
Thanks,
in the
Amber.
and stuff too, so that people can print it off. I printed one of them off the other day.
Yep.
So I just haven't filled mine out yet.
Well, my goal is to get at least 7 points a month. So,
It's doable, ladies.
yeah,
Just keep working it.
Mhm.
yeah. So,
All
yeah,
right, guys. Anybody else have anything you want to go over tonight before we pop off here?
no,
No,
Look at
thanks.
this, 30 minutes, we actually stuck to it this time.
Getting better.
I know we'll start getting better once we actually have like a specific topic that we go over every time. But today was a little crazy. I was trying real hard to get all the things done, so I'm sorry I didn't get an agenda put together at all.
You're fine.
Oh,
We
Well,
stayed on track.
it was kind of weird not seeing you guys the last couple of days on Zooms, but it was nice to have a break from all the Melaleuca stuff for a couple of days too. But
yeah,
it's nice to see you people.
yeah, it's good to see you.
You guys too.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Sorry.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.